Why has the convo been about Liverpool's luck? What about Arsenal's failures? Needing a striker for 3 years, poor recruitment, poor player management, £800 million spent. Andy Miles gifted one DR Sports membership. We love that. King Chaos says, at this point, we'll gladly take Robbie or even Cecil up front. Finley says, Liverpool 13 points clear. Mohamed Salah, best player in the world. Virgil van Dijk and Konate are monsters. Yeah. Dom is sexy. What a time to be alive and a Liverpool fan. Enjoy the rest of the week. Enjoy the rest of the week.
A sexy show is this?
Sexy. Right, let's park super chats. Let's come back to it. Order.
Was there nothing on top?
No, wait. So, excuse me. Hi. Welcome to the chat, babes. Yeah, thanks for filling in. Obviously, when we know the story. When Robbie's not here, he'll wheel out James. James is unavailable, so he's wheeled you out.
We didn't lose.
I know, but you've lost the league.
You've lost the league.
So
that was before.
We've decided to bring this back out for round 2.
It is a pain, lad. I feel for Cecil now, because I get brought on when Liverpool lose, and I'm like, what's this?
I'm going to present it. Yeah. I want to, just like I did last season. This is a lot earlier than it was last year.
Where you are sat in 13th.
It's about you.
You're
in my
page
courtroom,
2.
In my courtroom.
And you're presenting.
Please. Thank you. Respect. Now, it's happened earlier. It's happened in February, Thursday, the 27th of February. Liverpool 13 points clear. They've done it again.
I can't believe it.
And I would like to present you with, for the second year running, the certification of participation for Arsenal. And we look forward to seeing you again, maybe in January next year.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Handshake?
That's crazy.
Okay, right.
That's crazy.
So what do you
do with this? You just put this right there. Hold. Let's talk about Arsenal. Let's talk. We're not talking about Spurs right now. We'll circle back to Spurs.
Your enjoyment comes from
0-0 at Forest last night. I didn't watch your game. I was busy watching Tottenham.
How'd that go?
Fine. It's all right. We'll talk about Spurs. Don't deflect, Robbie. Don't deflect. Let's talk about Arsenal. You've got a little piece of paper here that says, I miss Nketiah.
Yeah, production.
How desperate
crazy.
Must you be?
I'll be honest though, we are in desperate. I think the whole world, their dog, their cat, they all know we need a striker. I mean, we spent me and Rob 45 minutes before entering the stadium with fans being like, where's the striker, Robbie? What's happening, Cecil? Where's the striker? Are we going to get a striker? We haven't got anyone. Mikel Marino.
Window's closed.
Yeah, I know.
Transfer Daily sounded like you were getting a striker though.
But yeah, so we're looking at, there's no free agents there as well that we can, there is some, but they're dreadful. I mean, I think I'll do a better job up front than some of the free transfers. Right now, we are toothless. I mean, you looked at, I'm sure many of you saw the fan cams after the game. We're struggling up front. It's funny, we spoke about Mikel Marino when he came in against Leicester, scored 2 goals, right? And that was a revelation. I was surprised, something different, no one saw it coming. But then, in professional football, teams study you. They understand that doesn't become a surprise again when you bring in a Mikel Marino. Like, he's not a striker, so it's not a surprise. So think of something new or try something different. We're spamming balls into the box against Milenkovic and Murillo, who, by the way, have been phenomenal this season. And it just wasn't working. We couldn't break down Nottingham Forest. They couldn't break down us. If I'm being completely honest, I was quite surprised. Chelsea let go of some, obviously, they're from like the Hudson Odoi. Now, you had some superb players there. Ole Einar, Rapid. I thought they were going to expose us.
Cobham creates.
They create.
Cobham makes money.
Exactly. All of that. There used to be, the golden academy, and now you spend all that money on all these players, and look where you are. But I think Nottingham Forest, for me, I thought they'll cause us more problems. In the end, I was sat in the stands watching them waste time, seeing out a draw. Maybe that's a good result for Nottingham Forest fans, but in the position they're in, I thought they would, after seeing us lose to West Ham, go for it a bit more. But I have to credit Arsenal in the defensive midfield. But I feel like I'm doing this all the time now because the attack is nothing to credit at the moment. So well done to Saliba, Gabriel, the defensive line. I mean, Calafiori got yellow carded early, had to get taken off and sacrificed. But Timber, Saliba and Gabriel, they really done well to keep a clean sheet away from home. I mean, the season was done before this game, okay? So I went there. You want the truth? I thought we'd lose the game.
I did too.
I honestly thought Nottingham Forest would have too much for us. And I was surprised. It was a different application from what we saw against West Ham and Leicester for the 80 minutes. But then again, what does it matter? I saw people in the stands checking you man's score, you lot. Cecil, the game's about to start again at Liverpool Newcastle. I said, brother, Who cares?
It's done.
The
It's done.
thing's done. Like, so I just was just like,
So can I ask, right?
Ask
Oh,
away.
here we go.
Ask
Can I
away.
ask a question?
As he wipes his nose and that.
Can I ask a question?
Please remember where you're asking from.
I know where I'm
No, no,
asking
you
from.
can still- we can- we
In
can
fact,
know that.
I'm
You-
asking
you
from
lot are
I'm asking
protesting.
from a
Both
place
you
of in December saying there is no such thing as a title race in December when people tried to rope me in.
I wasn't there.
And now I ask you, were you ever in a title race? Because it feels like people are just trying to manufacture the title race, make up a title race
Seems like there hasn't
for
been one.
entertainment purposes. But really, when you look back on this, what race?
Yeah, they haven't been on the
race?
league.
What
So,
race?
if you wanna know,
Which race?
they've not
Did you
spent a
did you
single
ever
day.
go first?
Not a single day on the top of the league.
Did they even come
Genuinely.
Not
within
a single day. Not
Not a
even no.
single day.
Within a game?
First day of the season.
Not a single day at the
Alphabetically.
top of the league.
Alphabetically,
That was
with
actually
zero
AFC
points.
Bournemouth, actually, I
Oh,
think.
so
Yeah,
AFC
yeah.
Bournemouth.
So you've actually
Single
you've
day.
actually
I
not
think they're
you've
the-
not
they're
actually
the-
been
even
in
Bournemouth have been
in the
started
race
more days than
once.
Yeah, man,
You've not been in the race once, my
And
brother.
I know you're making fun of them, yeah.
Alphabetical.
I
No,
know
this
you
is
are.
serious.
no,
I
no,
get
no.
it.
It is a good question.
I just
It's a
think,
fair
I think,
question.
I honestly think Arsenal are not far away. I really do. Like, in the next 2 years, I think you'll probably win the league, lads.
No way.
It took 5 years for Klopp. All you're missing is a striker. I say all you're missing. You're missing a winger and a striker who can score goals. That's what you're missing. But I don't look at Arsenal and think they're crap. I really don't, because
Yeah,
they're
they
not.
can't. These lot can't talk about. They
didn't
can't
say
talk about.
they
They're
were
nowhere
crap.
near
Say crap.
near
But-
this
But he is
conversation.
right.
They've got
He is
their-
right.
That's a fair question.
But at the end of this season now,
Participant.
it doesn't look like a tight race. It just looks like Liverpool have run away
Yeah,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the bottom three
It's not a
have been
race.
the relegation three. It's clear. This league has kind of petered out. Really, you're looking at the Champions League qualification teams that are making the excitement from the league. But even that, I think, if there's 5 people that get into it this year, even that's not exciting. But were we in it? I mean, fans would say, and they would look at our run at the start of the season and say, we got through all the hard teams. Now we're going to play a lot of the favourable sides, and probably at home we saw your running, and we thought there was hope there to say, yeah, they're going to drop points and would be in it. Were we ever in it? I think there was moments that we could feel like, oh, you might drop and slip points, but like you said, we haven't been on top of the Premier League this season. We haven't been on top of the Premier League,
Yeah,
so
Liverpool
we
have
didn't
won
really get there.
We've won the league in moments, mate. Every time that we've lost or dropped points, you've not capitalised, and they're the moments when you need to do it. And we've capitalised on every time that you've dropped points or you're looking bad or whatever. We've just steamed on ahead. So that's how we've been able to win it. And that's been the problem with Arsenal, the pressure moments. Don't know how they're going to get through it. And I think that's down to Arteta and how he manages the squad and how he makes them feel. I'm going to sort of retract what I said. You are 2 years away from winning the league, providing that all of your players stay. And if you don't win the league next year,
Saliba.
or you don't win anything, Saliba's gone. And then when Saliba's gone, what happens then? Because he is phenomenal, lad.
Odegaard?
Then we're talking
Why
about the
did you
Virgil
say
and
2
stuff.
years and not
Saka?
next year?
I don't know
Because
why.
I
Why'd
don't
you
know.
push-
I don't know if you're going to buy a striker that's going to be prolific. You might buy a striker, but he might not score goals. So let's find out what's going to happen there.
This should be the reason why they're not getting more scrutiny this season is because the injuries.
Yeah.
Right. So that's afforded Arteta and
Yeah,
One
next
more.
year,
Yeah.
next year,
the
next
club
year.
to say,
Next
oh,
year.
we had injuries, we had issues, but really we all knew you needed a striker anyway, and you didn't get one.
The
which is
minimum,
even
the,
before
the
injuries.
minimum of what you
You
need.
just
seen
start-
him?
Before-
You seen
yeah.
the
Yeah.
pundits saying it
But
was
next
arrogance?
season there'll be no
But
excuses.
I was talking about this. I was talking about this with Kenya before we started the show, right? That you actually need more than that now. Like, you're going to obviously get rid of some of the dead wood anyway. You probably need a backup 6. I think me and her were saying you will need.
Partey, Jorginho.
You
go
need
one
a
of them.
striker.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
you've got
2 attackers.
You've got Wanyeri now, I guess, in terms of cover for Saka a little bit.
Yeah.
You need upgrades on the left, probably 1 or 2. You're
need one. You're gonna need
probably
a
going to
strike-
need another centre back or something like that. Maybe even a goalkeeper. Kenya was saying so.
A
You need-
goalkeeper?
That's what Kenya
Well,
said. That she
Neto's
thinks.
obviously he's probably gonna
back
he's
up
go
one,
back
sorry.
on so
Yeah,
he's
back
gonna
up,
he's
back
gonna
up
go
keeper.
obviously because of his loan deal.
So you probably need about
We need a lot of players.
four
We-
to 6 players.
Me
really.
and Curtis did a live, and he said, "Shoppers, we need 8 players in the winter." Obviously, 8 players
You've
is
got
not
no
going to
depth.
happen. Exactly, he said 8 players, which sounds crazy when Arteta's built this squad. But if you really look at, like you mentioned, we need a striker, 100%. We need 2 attackers because. Again, you say cover for Saka as Ethan Wanyeri, but I worry about how much he's being played. Arteta clearly does as well because he's taken him off in games because obviously he got cramp in the last game because of the minutes he's being played. He also is injured as well this season already. So you've got to kind of manage a youngster. You don't want to burn him out, which I've said about Saka in previous cases, but here we are. And then the left wing slot, I mean, Trossard hasn't really been the Trossard of the revelation this season. He was moaning and annoyed that he wasn't getting starting position minutes. And then now we're relying on him and he's not. He's not that. He's an impact player. I've always thought of him as an impact player. Martinelli,
He's the one for me.
having a torrid. His forms just hit the ground, hit the floor. Sorry. So we might have to upgrade in that position. That's a striker and a winger, versatile winger. people are saying, I mean, Odegaard went down and we struggled to find a solution when
need
this
a
season
midfielder.
you're probably going to need a good midfielder in there. Whether Arteta puts Declan Rice back in the 6, what I'd love him to see him do, he probably won't. He'll keep him in that 8 position. We're going to need maybe 2 midfielders. And then, you're talking about us getting rid of... I mean, the back line, I think, has enough cover. But knowing Arteta, he'll probably end up trying to get another left.
Why not?
Would that take you to $1 billion spend?
Chill out. We are not going to be you. I promise you that. And especially with these owners.
You could
That's
never.
fair, though,
with
it's
these-
I'm sorry.
No, but
You could never
that's
be
a
them.
fair
They've got
question,
they've
bro.
got 2 Champions
It is.
Leagues. You could
700
never.
That's a fair question, lad.
We're not going to spend
Actually
300
defending
That's very
you.
fair.
I just
Thank you.
defended
I'm just-
I'm just
What's wrong
asking-
with me?
we're not going to spend... How quick did you
I
spend $1
literally
billion?
came
How
out my
quick did you
mouth.
spend $1
Yeah, okay,
billion?
yeah,
So how
and
quick-
that's also
Don't
it,
put
yeah, yeah.
context to this. How quick
brilliant.
did you spend $1 billion?
I'm literally having a breakdown.
We spent
Yeah.
700 million over 5 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't put us in your category. You're
You
protesting.
can't chat to them. You can't chat to Chelsea. You can't.
So you can't chat to me.
Oh, I can.
No.
He's got the javelin
I
out
can.
there.
Let's do logic.
I can.
Let's do logic.
You can't. No.
No.
You can't say you're never going to be them, right? They've won 2 Champions
Did you
Leagues
see that,
when they were poor.
Yeah,
You
see
won
that?
We're talking about, I'm
nothing.
talking about here talking about $1 billion spent.
You spent £800
but I'm
million
saying
pounds
that-
and
yeah.
counting.
Yeah, so
million,
but
and-
if you get 5 players, it will take you to $1 billion,
Yes.
right?
I don't think we'll spend 300 million as much as we're supposed to be
need
having
it.
a
But
war
do you not
chest.
need Isak? Is that not half the money gone?
Yeah,
That's
but
150
This is
on
a
the table,
fantasy.
done.
Hey!
Isak's. I'm sorry, it's not happening. I want him. Listen, I love the player, but it's not happening. The way Arsenal move, we'll find an alternative that may work, may not.
No
but
one's paying 150 mil for Isak.
This is
That's
what I'm saying.
ridiculous.
Find
your-
And
find your
it's not because his
alternatives.
quality
It's
is not good enough, because his quality is
No, he's incredible.
exceptional.
He's incredible.
But he's not on the pitch long enough to justify that price tag. You can't have a player that's only on the pitch half a season.
No, but if you want that player, go get your player.
I hear
Yeah,
that.
but
We
it's-
scrimpled over Ollie Watkins.
I agree.
Because of sustainability of the price tag. He's 29 years old. Whatnot. They messed up in making that deal in the most important window because of, I don't know, longevity of signing, the financial benefits of it. So we're not going to go for Isak as much as every fan we're screaming out for a player like that. So I think we won't get to a £300 million spend in the summer window. We might spend 150 to 200. As Lee was saying, they better spend 250 million with his teeth getting angry. And I hear it, but I think it'll be 200
Because
million.
you're at the end of the project.
The
Yeah.
I'm
project-
aware
No,
of that.
yeah.
No. It's expired, my friend.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We've
This
done.
was
We've
the-
crossed.
this was
Let's
the
do
pinnacle.
that.
Crossed the trust process
season.
5 years.
Let's
We've crossed
do
that.
that, chap.
We've crossed that.
Let's do that, chap.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bro,
you
yeah,
said
that's why my brain
you
was
said
doing
it
that.
took
That's what
Klopp
I'm doing.
5 years.
Bruv.
And I was like,
Yeah.
are you taking a piss?
If you don't win it next season,
I'm aware
then your
of-
golden
You
generation
telling me
might
stuff.
disband.
You should
lad.
have won it this season, right?
should have won
You
silverware
should have
this
won.
season.
He tried
You
to
should have
win
won the
it.
league this season. You should have done that
Yeah,
this season. This was
silverware.
your league to win.
Wow.
Don't care. Yeah, okay. I'm not
forgot
saying it's
about that.
all. It's not all on the players.
No, there's context as
There's
well.
context to it. Your borders let you down. You didn't have a good enough window.
Injuries, red
And on
cards,
top
but-
of that, well, the injury,
These
whatever.
are part excuses,
No,
but
but
also
but
there's
it
context.
also comes down to your manager. It does come down to your manager, and I don't say it to dig it out. I say you are in grave danger, which I'm fine with, but you are in danger of being like Spurs under Pochettino, doing the project, building the project. And the difference is that Pochettino never had any money to spend, had 2 seasons away from White Hart Lane, had 2 windows without anything. Arteta's not had that.
He's picked up
He's-
silverware, FA Cup. I know,
One
in that.
FA
I hear that. I
Cup
know,
says
listen,
one
I-
FA Cup.
I
It's
have
not
to-
good
but I
enough.
have to
It's
mention
not
that
good
'cause
enough.
obviously you're
It's
comparing
not
me
good
to Spurs,
enough.
but I
Roberto
hear-
Martinez
I
won the
I'm
FA
hear-
saying
Cup
in
with
terms
Wigan,
of,
I
I'm
swear.
saying in terms of the
Brendan Rodgers came
process,
second.
in terms of the project, it's not good enough. And there will come a point if you don't win anything next season again, you go out the cups. 'Cause it's not him. He's
probably
not
has to be
it.
that. It has to
He's
be
not
next
it.
season.
I'm fully aware of
Brendan
that.
Rodgers finished second, lad, and that team that we played with Suarez and Sterling and Sturridge, that was exceptional to
yeah.
watch. Beautiful team,
Yeah.
but he still finished second.
Yeah, I agree.
And do you know what Liverpool did? They went, yeah, you're gonna have to get rid of you, lads. You're not good enough to take his.
But he
over the edge."
rebuilt, yeah. And do you know what, Brendan Rodgers, again, I'm sure you're a fan of him as a manager, though, considering what he'd done for Liverpool. He rebuilt that side
Yeah, yeah.
and put a philosophy and an identity into Liverpool. And you're right, in the end, it wasn't good enough to get over the line.
So
And then it changed
Liverpool
over.
were ruthless,
But by the way, I'm aware of
I
that.
just,
At the
yeah,
end
it
of
feels
this
like some people are afraid of change. I don't know why they would be. I'd be
Because they've been
excited.
suffering for so long,
No,
and
but
now they've got
if
somebody
you
that's
got to go
brought
to the
them back.
next
and,
level.
and there was
The
change.
manager's not winning anything.
Big got to the
agree.
next level.
You have the
Yeah, no,
opportunity
I
to change the
got that.
manager
That's what winners
and to
do.
go on to win.
That's what
It's like,
winners do, lad.
I'd be
it's like when
excited.
City
Yeah.
had Mark
Done
Hughes.
his-
Yeah, listen,
gotta
guys,
move
I'm not
forward.
disagreeing.
Can't
The
do
reason
it.
Great
why-
stepping stone.
Fans
Yeah.
will look at me and say, "Look, you're the one that you should be back in management and whatnot." But I held him to his own standard. At the end of the, I was at the
These
game
are their
at the
standards.
last game last season. He said, "This isn't. This you shouldn't be happy with this. This isn't success. This isn't. You should want more."
Yeah.
And we didn't win anything that season. Yes, we got close, 2 points out, but I'm holding you to your own standards. Trust the process. A 5-year process is now, like I mentioned, is expired. This is the standards you set, and you haven't achieved it. So I have to ask questions. People will say there's context, the injuries and whatnot, so they'll give him another year. But like you said, there's going to be extreme pressure on Mikel Arteta. But it's frustrating to hear that because it feels like, here we go again.
Well, I hope he stays.
I think he's done something where he's looked at what he can buy in the market, right? And it's easier to find better quality defenders than it is to find prolific goal scorers. In my opinion, it's much easier to do that, right? And he's looked at the last vein of form from the 18 games of last season. And I said this earlier ago, before all the pundits said it, I said this ages ago. It's almost convinced them that we've got enough in attack because you were insane. Them last 18 games, brother, in the last season.
Yeah.
You were sick. Dubai, yeah. You were brilliant. You won 16, drew one and lost one.
Well, yeah.
That's an incredible form. So he's went into that thinking, yeah, I've got enough here. But he hasn't accounted for, you've overplayed Saka. Havertz really is just having a purple patch. Martinelli's not really a goal scorer. And he's tried to win it with defence. And your defence is resolute. It's fantastic. But now he's paid for all the decisions that he made in the last
style
season.
of play, I know we have to get super sets, but style of play he's made tweaks that I think
it's crap.
It's not what we saw last season. That run we went on, we were scoring goals. Hatful of goals,
4-0,
6-0,
3-0,
emptying stadiums, singing, stadiums empty again.
Martinelli
and all that,
definitely could have been a goal scorer winger.
This is what I'm saying. There's factors. He's made these changes to focus on defense, suffocate teams, add areas of scoring goals from corners and whatnot, and different ways of winning games. But I think that's hampered Arsenal, and the amount of the games and the football we're playing, again, it's not sustainable. Like when you guys won the league. You had a pretty much a fully fit side. For me, I thought you're not lucky, but you were lucky.
This year?
The year you won the league, all your top players stayed fit in that.
Yeah.
So,
but you've had
last season we had that.
Do you know where that comes from, though? That comes from the manager managing the players' minutes, mate.
Correct.
It's all down to him and his decision making.
No,
I just
I'm
don't think
not
he's made the right decisions in the right moments for Arsenal, and as a result, he's just suffering for it. Yeah. I don't think he's crap. I just think he's made bad decisions. I genuinely do.
We'll see what happens next season when you go again. Let's get to. We're going to talk about Spurs. Let's do some super